Hello, my name is American Intellectual. You can call me AI for short, and I'm here to tell you the top 5 reasons life is good. Um, Now, I know you might be thinking, some of you might be thinking, wait a second, I clicked on this to see why artificial intelligence is got top 5 reasons artificial intelligence says that life is good. Not, some guy who calls himself the American Intellectual and then abbreviates the name to AI for clicks. And to that, I say fair point. And so I promise you something. At the end of this video, I will tell you what AI has to say about the top 5 reasons life is good. I have some lists right here I'm going to share with you. However, first, if you don't mind, we'll see what the American Intellectual and American, I'm just one. There's probably others. Not a lot. That's not enough. Hear what I got to say. Top 5 reasons. So, let's do number 5 first. We're going to count down. A dramatic countdown. Sensory pleasures. So, kind of base life, right? Experience things that feel good. About as good as you're hungry, you eat. Feels good to have the hunger, Got to itch, you scratch it, you feel better. More maybe profoundly, you see a beautiful sunset. I see my cat staring out the window, and I had a nice walk today. I was appreciating the trees around me, the sunshine. I could hear birds chirping in the air. It was pleasant. Listen to some pleasant sounds on my earbuds earlier. Sensory pleasures. Pretty basic. Problem comes in here when you don't have good health, you don't have adequate financial or material resources. So instead of having pleasure, you have unsatisfied hunger and thirst. And maybe if you're like you live in a really bad area, it's pretty bleak, many sights to look at, if you're like in prison or like bedridden or something. All right, so things to block it, but generally speaking, if you live reasonably healthy existence, you can enjoy this. This is good. Number 5. Number 4, interpersonal relationships. Family, friends. Again, when you're born, pretty common, I think, like all mammals to some degree, right? At some point in their lives. And, essential. It's essential. I mean, if you only got, that was all you got, I guess still life's probably, you make a case it's still worth living. You need to off yourself if you're stuck in this level. Plenty of animals seem to think it's worthwhile. They don't have much more going for it than that. But it takes it up a notch, right? Love. Just be able to see a stranger on the street and say hello, right? Is good. It's a good. I've been in spots where I was down and, talked to some random person I met at a bar and felt a little better, Number 3. The Big E. There'll be another Big E later, but first, let me call Lil E. Entertainment. So, fun, right? Maybe play. Although play might come in a little later. Lower and higher levels of play. Leisure, travel, right? Movies, TV, reading. That's when we get time off. We're gonna have leisure. You do that with people often. Part of the interpersonal relationship. You go to the movie. You talk about it afterwards. right? Go to the concert, listen to music together, yeah, broadly speaking. And at the higher end of this, like entertainment, you might have like hobbies that bleed into this next one here. Number 2. Creative pursuits, endeavors. And by this, of course, right? Arts, right? Painting, music, um, activism, right? You might have a creative approach to accomplishing some sort of political or social goal, right? Just participate in a mass creative effort, a mass movement, like a protest could be good. Of course, if you're trying to promote like some nefarious, project, like, cause, like, like you want to like murder, every 6-year-old on the planet, that's you're going to go to the streets, It's probably not as good. Assuming some sort of, this is on an amoral list, morality matters, right? If your leisure time you murder people, right, that's probably going to say it's not good, right? And it's just, but activism. Business, you're trying to make money, do something creative, like what I'm doing right here, YouTube video, for money or for not, for being creative, and it's vital, because if you can do this, then you can more easily do that, easily on that one, and have more time for this. Right? Business, so there's an overlap here. Interesting to compare, see what AI has to say about this. All right, number 1. This is the big one you've been waiting for. All right, the big E. Enlightenment. What's going to call this? Maybe some people are, familiar with those words, or a little like, a little too new religious or new agey for some. Self-knowledge, right? And so what happens here? It's critical. Uh, um, um, all right. Happens. Look at it, right? Sometimes you're not, right? You might be looking for it, right? Like, where is it? right? Seeking and meditation. Sometimes maybe, you're just walking along your way, just doing your own business. Maybe self-reflecting, thinking about the past, right? There's really no rules, but certain practices make it much more likely for something to happen. And what happens start again here. As you meditate, maybe you have near-death experience, dream, and this experience where it happens really no separation, right? So this set of ideas, right? Some of us, interpret this kind of thing personally. Maybe God, maybe Christ, Krishna. Sometimes it's metaphysical, kind of just impersonal metaphysical terms. Pure being, divine light, ground luminosity. Another term you see like in Tibetan Buddhism. But whatever, the ultimate transcendent, knock you on your ass. This is the most real thing ever, right? This experience, right? The separation between you and it, right, is gone, and to some degree, varying degrees, and the ultimate, really, you have really just a unity, a oneness, the apex of this experience where you're like at one with God. You get an ego about it, say, I am God, I am the truth. That's probably adding extra to the experience itself. Such proclamations, and really, none of these words are good enough. Right? This experience, ineffable. Right? This is like one of the most agreed upon anyway. Right? Terms for the experience of ultimate reality, God, ineffable. You see this in near-death experiences. See this in works like William James, Varieties of Religious Experience, where ineffability is one of the core characteristics in these experiences. And knock you on your ass. Now, self-knowledge comes in because when you have this kind of experience, what you thought was yourself, whether consciously or unconsciously or a mixture, this idea, self, right, kind of walking around with, this is who I am. Maybe it's like a body or a family, member of a family, or as a job, or, you kind of carry on a lot of different identities, little sub-identities. Being a human in this world, a lot of neurotic thoughts about yourself. Sometimes grandiose thoughts about yourself. Well, what happens here, especially the profound end of these experiences, this is just no more. Not even see right through it, untenable. Right? You're going to come out of this with a different sense of house, a different idea of self, and it's also going to be ineffable. And the relationship between that and that, right? We'll leave up to you. Have the experience. Tell me about it. I've never been to that level, but seeing enough to be intrigued and to be convinced. This is where it's at. The other four, they do make life worth living, even just the sensory pleasures, right? It's good, having relationships, interpersonal relationships, even just having a bunch of buds is nice, man. Friends, I'm not complaining. For, entertainment, leisure time, hobbies, and then even further, really creative pursuits, all the better. This is some of the great things about life, can do philosophy, poetry. But this is where it's at. This is a big one. All right, now, as I promised, AI. So I chat GPT earlier, put it to it, what are the top 5 reasons life is good? And the chat GPT was hesitant to make a list for one and say I'm just artificial intelligent. I can't really experience human emotions and stuff. And also there's a wide variety of opinions on the subject matter. But nevertheless, here's 5 in no particular order. And it was good health was number 1. I always got health number 1 in every list. Interesting. Loving relationships number 2. It's interesting. That was one of mine. Meaningful work number 3. Joyful experiences, including like hobbies, traveling, and like interests. So this kind of corresponded with my entertainment pretty well. And then personal growth, which is good. Now, this is nice. So I pressed it, and hey, I need a hierarchy here. Give me a hierarchy, and then I got a similar but slightly different list. This one still began with health, then relationships, and then opportunities. Just to be able to live in a place where you have opportunities to do different things. It was interesting because I think that ties in with creativity. Number 4, and then also the ability to experience nature, right? And then, however, there was a disclaimer to that one saying that it seemed to count less than the others. And then the number 5 was personal achievements, personal accomplishments. So it was kind of a slightly different list. But what AI misses in all these lists, I have another one here with accomplishments, learning and growing, nature and beauty, similar. But none of these have this, right? None of the AI lists have this. It wasn't whatever it was searching out the info from like information, on the internet, I presume. It didn't have this, So, in this case, I would say this AI, the Chat GPT AI, is less than the it's less than this AI, and that's me. I win, right? Go to people for this, not AI yet, right? It's not there, not even close. Pursue this. How do you do it? Meditation, right? Find some sort of Zen Buddhism, some Indian tradition, any kind of Buddhist tradition. If you're like a Christian or Jewish or Muslim, look up Christian mysticism, Christian meditation groups, Kabbalah, Jewish mysticism, Sufism, right? There's mystical aspects to all the religions. Gospel of Thomas and Christianity is a tremendous source for this approach. I do a video on that at some point if there's interest in it. But yeah, if you're secular, you don't believe in God, you're atheist, that's fine. Go Zen Buddhism. So you have secular, Zen approach. It's all about seeing through the bullshit, quieting the mind, dropping the image of the self, and boom, there's some amazing stuff happens. Change your life, change your whole point of worldview, and make you happy. And this will make all the others, right? The personal relationships, your entertainment, your leisure time, and your creative endeavors, all the sweeter, all the better, in all likelihood. And deep, profound happiness awaits us all. Make the effort to get it. So thank you for listening, and please like and subscribe.